The member for Mildura.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. There's been a lot of talk today about how racing is such a vital part, particularly country racing is such a vital part of life in the bush, and this bill will enhance the community's safety whilst enjoying this pastime. And not just in terms of economy either, in terms of the social fabric in small towns right throughout the state, not just in my electorate of 36,500 square kilometres, but right throughout the state. In fact, the Annabelle Cleeland Euroa Cup was held in the well-loved Benalla racecourse recently in torrential rain, but as I understand it, a terrific day. Country racing in places like Mildura, Manangatang, where my favourite horse, named after my hometown Bannerton, bred and owned by Tony Natale and Charlie Camera in Happy Valley, won the Cup in 2022. It was a glorious day post-COVID. Of course, many other country race meets like Wycheproof, Donald and even the world-famous Patchewollock sheep races contribute more than just racing to these towns. And if you haven't been to the Patchewollock sheep races on the weekend of the Patchewollock Music Festival, I invite you to. It sounds mad, and it absolutely is, but it is a great time. It's a chance to frock up, get out, have fun. They bring visitors to the area and, like has been spoken before on both sides of the House, enormous economic benefit to all towns that offer country racing. Whether it's gallops, trots or the sheep races, racing really is an institution in Victoria. However, after 2 years of no crowds, due to COVID, racing clubs in my electorate have been affected and inundated by flood now, which is unfortunate. As I spoke about, the iconic country races such as the Wycheproof Cup were called off with only a week's notice, which is really hard. Meanwhile, there's no danger of anything going into unauthorised areas, or any area for that matter, in Mildura at the moment, which has recently been inundated by Murray River water during our recent flood event. The Mildura Harness Racing Club, headed up by their president, Pud McDonald, and his team, a very hospitable racing club, and they are growing at a huge rate, going from 24 meetings a year to now 45 meetings a year, and more often than not, most of the time, that's a 12-race program, 45 weeks of the year, with average prize money about $85,000, and most of those trainers, drivers, horse breeders, are local, but they do come from Bendigo, they come from right around our tri-state area. Female drivers are not catered for at this stage because it's been 20 years or more since the Harness Racing Club has had any sort of upgrade, going from a facility, a tiny facility like a shoebox for a single female driver, to now needing to accommodate at least 9. That's right now, but into the future that area is growing as well. They're in desperate need of more stables to make sure the horses are able to be properly cared for, and so that enforcing this bill can actually be practical, because at the moment it is cramped, there are people everywhere and hard to enforce. Not to mention they've been out of their admin building, which has been condemned since a flood event again in November. So things are hard, but they push on. They are resilient in the true sense of the word, and we will keep pushing on because it's such an important part of life in regional Victoria. Country races of all disciplines, like I said, are an important part of rural life, and protecting this is vital, and protecting the people that enjoy the races as well as the horses, the breeders, the drivers, the jockeys is as well, and that this bill seeks to do that, which is why we are in full support.